So if you haven't been following along, I have an F350 D60 under here. 06 was the year. Still got the factory diff cover on it. Haven't changed that out. It was last touched, oh, not quite a year ago, when the shop that put this in there rebuilt a lot of the stuff, re-geared it all. New seals and bearings and all that kind of stuff. And over the last several months, I've been, as things go on sale for Memorial Day or whatever day, anytime they go on sale, I buy stuff I know I need. This one's funny because I had the Ruff Stuff diff cover for this thing before I went on that last trip, and what did I hit? It's not bad. I mean, it was up on Eagle Canyon, out in the middle of central Utah desert, so it's not a place I was expecting to find much in the way of technicality, but I still managed to rub this diff on some pieces of rock. Did it do anything to it? No, just a little bit of scrape there. But does it remind me I do want a heavier diff cover? Yes. And I do like what Ruff Stuff does, because it's not 1/4 inch, it's 3/8 inch thick steel. So that's some heavy duty stuff. Very heavy plate. Pretty glossy paint job I just pulled off on there. You can kind of see my reflection in there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't spend any time polishing all those little welding spar nubs and stuff. All that spalling. I don't care. For what this thing is, it lives under the truck. It just needs to be thick and strong, which is what Ruff Stuff builds. Also from them, the lube blocker. You do this, you don't have to worry about leaks. And they come with the hardware, which includes the drain plug, all that kind of stuff. Now all I'm waiting on is for this to dry. Fun part is, I don't know how much of this it takes. You know, my O'Reilly's there, one of the two I usually go to, they tell me, well, yeah, it's got to be the 75-140 for a Ford Dana 60 of that year, but they don't know how much. So I've got a gallon and a quart. Should be more than enough. I hope. I'm betting it is more than enough. And I'm not afraid of having extra gear oil on hand either. That's not a bad thing to have around. So I crack open the drain plug. Funny to me that people don't like the smell of gear oil. I don't know, it has its own smell, sure. A lot of these bolts are actually painted on pretty rough. This should be the plate. I don't know if they put the new plate on for 488 gears. That's what that should be. And these are all pretty stiff, so old-fashioned. I don't have a 3/8 inch. 3/8 inch, the big old wrecker bar, hook them up. I'm gonna need a deep socket to get past that. We'll just use a piece of brass pipe as an extension, and that'll do it. That one's loose. That one not so much. There we go. It's all about the leverage. These got torqued down pretty tight. Now, can I get this into all of them? Okay. Obviously they used RTV to seal this one up. And those ones, the tie rod is in the way. So we go old fashioned. They're not long bolts. so it doesn't take much. Notice I'm leaving that top one in. I don't want the whole thing dropping off and making a huge mess everywhere. I'll be turning this more sideways. Yeah, lots of RTV coming off on this one. And this would have been done by the axle shop in Reno, Nevada. My goodness, that's a lot of crumbly. All in here too. They didn't want it to leak. I can almost read what that says. I need to go clean it off and find out if that does actually mark this as the 488 it's supposed to be. Otherwise, let's pry this open. I don't know if it matters, but I do pull out the drain plug so there's no vacuum sealing of it. I'm already getting some leaking right here, so this should come open pretty quickly. All it should take. I'm a little worried about how much glue they put on this. From the factory, it's still a stout piece. There we go. There we go. I don't want a nasty mess everywhere. Open it up just enough. I don't see any metallics. I wouldn't expect to after it's only been not even a year. Pretty sure I have too much gear oil that I bought. I didn't go to my favorite O'Reilly's, I went to the second favorite O'Reilly's, and those guys, I don't know. My favorite O'Reilly's has guys that know what the heck they're doing. They're hot rodders themselves. There's that gear oil smell, which, okay. I've smelt worse things in life. Alright, most of this drain. Let's take a screwdriver in there. I don't want the thing falling off. Kind of cool to see that Dana stamp. Was I able to get up in there? I forget. I think so. Here we go, here we go. There we go, hanging it off the screwdriver. To the side. I'll just set it in there. I'll clean that up later. Holy, lots of RTV, Batman. This is just an open diff, 488 gears. Do believe we did Yukons. On the RTV everywhere when they did this. Yeah, no metallics. There's no metallics in there, so I think everything's good. All I gotta do is just clean this off so the lube blocker gasket will sit, and I'll be good. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't worked on a Ford since the 1986 Ford Econoline 150 my parents had, so do you need that much RTV to get this thing to seal up? I don't know. This is all the signs of the power steering leak I got down here. That's the next system that needs attention. I'm only doing this today because I've had the part since like Memorial Day sale. And I've already hit everything under here, down here, down here. Just there in Eagle Canyon. I mean, this stuff does sit pretty freaking low. You know, the only way to make it sit higher is to put a set of 40s on this thing. Don't tell my wife I said that. And just simple razor blade. Don't want any of that stuff staying in there though. Bottom's fairly clean. It's funny how there's some rust here. Big nick right there. I need to file that down. Yeah, nice little nick right there. Do some detail work with the file. I did that right now. It's my own fault. Yeah, that's my fault. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened with a screwdriver, but oh well. Knock down the high spot, hope the lube locker gaskets will take care of it. There, at least there's no ridge there. It's 98 degrees out here. Dang it, I wasn't filming. I was showing that up. Got a couple of the bolts in just to hold it in place, and I can get the rest of them in, making sure I'm sliding the lube blocker in there, not going to pinch anything, mess anything up. But it also occurs to me, I don't think I can reuse the factory bolts. Because of the depth difference. I need to use the ones they gave me. So these factory bolts will go in my bolt bin somewhere. My hands are all oily. So getting anything started's fun. And these things, they're that 12-point star drive kind of stuff. I don't know that I have any of those sockets. So 12-point 10mm, that's your animal. It's actually a way better bolt. I might have some in the back of the truck in its toolkit, but for this one, it should be fine here. Alright, scrub that plate off, and yes, it was the original factory markings. They X'd out the 737, or 373. They X'd out the 373s, and they stamped in 488, so I'd like to keep that mark so we know what's in this axle. Figure why not? Let's not drop that in the oil. Kind of a cool look with the shiny stainless hardware and the gloss Rust-Oleum black. I don't know the torque specs on these things. So I'm going to go with German spec of Gutentite and check it again in about a week. Now to fill it. Like I said, those dudes at the other O'Reilly's, usually my number 2 O'Reilly's, they said 4 quarts. Let's find out. If I use all of that gallon, then they were right. And I have a spare quart after that. It's supposed to go there. I was trying to figure out if I could put it in there. I think you kind of can. This is made for more like quart-sized bottles. So I don't know how well this is going to work for me. I don't even know if it'll... Maybe a little bit. It's pumping it. Alright, so the answer is in fact 4 quarts. It took 4 quarts. That little old pump I had, I destroyed it, so it's no good anymore. It was okay. It was getting the job done. But it wasn't robust enough. So the answer there too, yeah, even though it might be cheaper just to get a gallon, go ahead and get 4 quarts, just regular single bottles, so you can dump them in. It will be easier. Alright, there you go. Ruff Stuff 3/8 inch heavy duty diff cover. I'm looking at it now, and I definitely, you know, we're in the high 90s here. 99 is what I just read. Smudge the paint a little bit. Since it's so hot, the paint's not drying like normal. It was dry to the touch, but definitely smudged it. Whatever. 4 quarts of 75 W145, if I remember right. Here the chopper's coming, hovering overhead. Coming for the wounded, they're coming for the dead. It's a Huey. You always got to stop and look at the helicopters, no matter what you're doing. It's a rule. It's necessary. It's needed. Yeah, lube locker gaskets. I really believe in those things. I'm using the heck out of them now. I've got one on the transmission. Got one on both diffs. And eventually, I'm gonna need to do the oil pan. I got some leaks. It's a Chevy. It always leaks, right? All right. Pretty simple. All the stuff you'd ever need to install this you can get from Ruff Stuff. Good company. I like their stuff. If you come this far, appreciate you watching, bearing with me when I'm in this freaking heat. But hey, at least it's not triple digits yet, right? Time for me to go in before it does get that. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one.